A new home for Toronto FC 2, which they hope brings new life and new results to this very young side. It's a midweek clash between worst and first in USL's Eastern Conference as FC Cincinnati rolls into town to help christen Toronto FC 2's new digs. Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield welcoming you in for another night, a midweek clash between two intriguing sides in USL's Eastern Conference. FC Cincinnati rolling into town. They've had an excellent campaign thus far, Terry. A good mix of youth and veteran players. They're atop the table on 30 points through 50 matches played. Toronto FC 2 haven't been able to shake off a coaching change, injuries, not having a home to call their own, and hoping that here at Lamport Stadium, it does the trick. Yes, they finally have their home that they can call home, and I love the opportunity to move here right in the city center, a chance to set a marker. FC Cincinnati, full of experience. They play a real attacking brand of football. They've been leading the way all season. These two lead the line. Argentina, Denmark, both moving on to the knockout phase of the World Cup. It's Ledesma and Koenig up front, each with 7 goals on the season. Yeah, wonderful partnership. Koenig, he's going to start on the bench, but Ledesma, Argentinian, played for Middlesbrough, tons of experience at 30 years of age. He's got one of the best left foots in the league. He's no invitation to shoot. He'll shoot from anywhere. Wonderful work rate as well. He's got a change of pace wheels. They're both well-traveled, both bags of experience. It's so valuable for Toronto FC 2. They're relying on something else. They're relying on players built for the future, and an 18-year-old striker in Ayo Akinola leading the way with three goals on the season. He's built like a truck, Terry, and look, the future's bright, and he's working through and learning the ropes as he goes. Yes, U.S. Youth International, tons of potential. He's getting a real run at games under the new manager, Michael Rabaska, and he's rewarding him. He's scoring goals. At times it looks as though he plays at his own pace, but when he turns it on, he's dynamic. He can sniff an opening, and he's very clinical in front of goal. We are downtown Toronto. Love the move here because downtown is where the lights shine the brightest. Toronto FC 2 hopes that it means good things for them. It's FC Cincinnati at TFC 2. It's your dessert on a World Cup Wednesday right here on USLsoccer.com. Welcome back inside Lamport Stadium in the heart of Toronto, in Liberty Village to be exact. A rainy day in and around the Toronto area. The rain is cleared away, just a overcast, muggy night. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. Let's take a look at the team selections for both sides. A 4-4-2 formation for Cincinnati with Ledesma, the talisman, up front. 7 goals and 7 assists on the season. He plays up front with Emery Welshman, with Nazem Al-Badawi, 5 goals on the air, playing right in behind the front 2.
He's a player I really like. He's a player that brings this attacking unit together.
For Toronto FC 2, a very young TFC 2 side. It also is a 4-4-2 with a midfield diamond. Ayo Akinola leading the way up top with Jordan Hamilton. Tons of pace, tons of ability to stretch the field, Terry, and a little bit of a different look in terms of formation for this TFC 2 team.
Yeah, it looks as though TFC are going to set up in a 4-4-2 diamond formation. They're a team that's playing with a little bit more exuberance. They're playing higher up the pitch, looking to press teams higher under Michael Rabaska. This is his 3rd game in charge.
And here is the new head coach of Toronto FC 2, Michael Rabaska. Rabaska was named head coach of TFC 2 back on June 4th, stepping away from his, well, I guess double duty, still doing his cognitive approach with Toronto FC of Major League Soccer. As for FC Cincinnati, Alan Koch has done a wonderful job with this Cincinnati team. They're an ambitious club. The South African native has all kinds of experience here in North American football with Vancouver Whitecaps too as well. Yeah,
he's paid his dues to get to here. He started off with Simon Fraser University in Vancouver, British Columbia, but since coming to FC Cincinnati, he's been different class. Had a great run in the U.S. Open Cup last year, near the top of the table again now, and I'm sure he's probably in the starter's pole position to lead the team into MLS next season.
By the way, when we look around the league and we look at the kits, this Cincinnati uniform, Terry, right up there with the best of the best. Top of the Eastern Conference in points, top in style points as well. We're underway here at Lamport Stadium. Thrilled that you can join us here on this Wednesday night. No easy matches across USL, and Toronto FC will make it tough for the conference leaders. Ball played deep early on as you see Russell's Cicerone getting up down the right-hand side. We'll see how much they switch between right and left flanks for Cincinnati. Some changes to their starting 11s. It's regulars Corbin Bone, Justin Hoyt, Laszlo will begin tonight's game on the bench. Deep ball played well out of his net. Newton, the goalkeeper, plays it. No nonsense out for a Toronto FC throw. Terry, what's going to be the keys for both sides in tonight's match?
I think for Toronto FC, it's being secure in possession, not giving the ball away cheaply, and just picking your moments defensively when to press high. And when you win the ball, I think be brave. I think we just saw it right there. Ayo Akinola already looking to find Jordan Hamilton in behind.
And for Cincinnati, I guess just business as usual, as movement down the middle, broken up, well done by Waja back in the team. Here's Malik Johnson, all kinds of pace with it on his right foot. Campbell plays it inside the 18. Good early movement, some brave movement, as you say, for Toronto FC, Terry.
Yeah, in the 4-4-2 diamond formation, it really invites your fullbacks to get forward, and Dante Campbell, very athletic player down the right-hand side. He's versatile, he can play in midfield as well. Good start to the game from him. Just going back to FC Cincinnati, they've kind of got the mindset of, if we concede, we're going to score more than you. They play very attacking football. Their front 3 are dangerous.
Boscovich plays it to his left. It's Bjornthen. Good high pressure by Cicerone, and that's out of touch for a Cincinnati throw. So much attacking talent. They have balance throughout, and a veteran team going up against the young legs of Toronto FC 2 tonight. And it's a new surface as well, Terry. It took a while for Toronto FC 2 to make their new home here at Lamport Field with a new turf surface being laid out. You were on the field before the match. What are your thoughts on it?
It's softy. It's a little bit similar to Vaughan. Toronto FC 2 only trained on it for the first time yesterday. It'll be a little bit slow, but I think the rain we've had today in Toronto will make it play a little bit faster.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be far less windy down here at this location than it was at the Ontario Soccer Centre, their home in recent seasons.
Wheels, I think it's a great opportunity for TFC 2 to go out and make a statement. Your first game at home. What an opportunity to go make it a fortress. And I'm sure the players will add a little extra skip to their step coming to the stadium today.
There are players in this Toronto FC 2 team that have featured prominently with Toronto FC over the season. Liam Fraser, Jordan Hamilton among them. as Toronto FC gets more healthy, this Toronto FC 2 team will get and become much more well-rounded.
Yeah, I think this is the most experienced team we've seen for TFC 2 so far this season. Ryan Telfer's on the bench. He started against DC 2 games ago for the first team.
As we settle underway, it's about 18 degrees Celsius, but it feels a lot muggier than that as a heat wave is rolling in. It's going to be upwards of 33, 34 degrees over the coming days, so the rain's bringing in the heat in Toronto FC 2, hoping for the same on the field. Akinola with the push, easy call for the referee as Matt Bonner, not to be confused with Matt Bonner, formerly of Toronto, of the Toronto Raptors of the NBA. The name's spelled differently.
I was wondering where you're going to go.
The Red Rocket, you're going to see towards the left-hand side of your screen, the streetcars go past. They call them the Red Rocket, just like they called the NBA player. Little Toronto trivia for all you tuning in, no matter where you are.
You can see already it's a bit of a slow pitch. The ball's holding up when it's played in depth behind the two back fours.
Hamilton loses the ball. Richie Ryan, the Irishman.
Very experienced player at this level. Did well for the Ottawa Fury, helped them get to the finals a couple seasons ago.
This is where Ledesma is so dangerous. Holds the ball up really well. Campbell tries to contain him. Keeps the ball in play. Welshman with the strike. Big block by Boscovich.
Great header at the back post from Cicero, just to keep that alive. It never really sat for Emery, former TFC player. He was a high draft pick 4 or 5 years ago.
Waja, good ball. Ruccello out to Jordan Hamilton. Fraser. Cincinnati just content. Numbers behind the ball in defense. Good high pressure again. This time is Albadawi winning the ball back, and Ruccello Fraser getting caught up in it.
Albadawi's a tough player to pick up on the pitch. He'll just float in between lines. He's given a little bit of freedom to just go hunt the ball, pick it up in nice area. He's a player that brings the attack together for FC Cincinnati.
A quick free kick given in Albadawi. I'll get that right, I promise. Test the Toronto FC back line. They're up for it. Like how Liam Fraser, such a young player wearing the captain's armband tonight for Toronto FC 2, speaks volumes. As Cincinnati slow to build out of the back. You can see, as Terry mentioned, the pitch is slow. It has been used for rugby league as the Toronto Wolfpack, a local rugby team that plays all of their other away matches in England. They call Lamport Stadium their home, so it has been used. It's not completely fresh.
Lots of history down at Lamport. CSL, Canadian Soccer League, used to play here.
I used to train with the provincial team down here, 25 years ago. Feeling old now. Used to have to shovel off the field before training in the wintertime. Good hold-up play. Cicerone in the box, big challenge, no call, perhaps a foul on Boscovich. Danger here, Bonner inside the 18, looking far post, Campbell there to clear.
Great header at the back post from Bjornathan. He's a real technical player. He's got a great left foot, but it's great to see him putting the defensive side.
No foul again, given Abdaldawi back of the net. And FC Cincinnati gets away with a non-call down the left-hand side, and TFC 2 punished. That's Abdaldawi's 6th goal of the season, and through 7 minutes of play, 1-0 FC Cincinnati.
In our pregame, we spoke about the quality of Ledesma. TFC just got out of jail on the first cross. It was a great header from Bjornathan. It comes back to him in the second phase. Rather than hanging it up into the box, he picks out Abdaldawi, and a real composed finish from him.
On second look, a decent no call, Terry. Campbell just got caught up, lost his balance, and very good service provided. Easy as can be in the box with 2 Toronto FC defenders watching on.
I think it comes from Waja just stepping out of his shape. If you're going to go press, you have to win that ball there.
A difficult spot. You can see on your screen just the difference in physique from the FC Cincinnati players to the very young Toronto FC 2 back line, and it's always going to be a challenge going up against bigger, established professional players.
Yeah, it was brave defending from Dante Campbell. He gets out there, he tries to stop the cross. He just loses his footing at the wrong moment. Already we've seen 3 great balls from Ledesma. He was excellent for Middlesbrough over in England.
Played for Walsall, Genoa in Italy, well-traveled. That's going to be assist number 8 on the season. No other Cincinnati player with more than 3 on the year.
Not only does he set up goals, 7 goals as well for himself.
So Toronto FC II amount to climb here at their new home stadium. Hamilton flicks that on, no nonsense clearance, and Toronto FC a chance to perhaps put a ball into the box on a long throw here. Jonathan goes short. Fraser. Look for a quick switch of play. Good turn, Uccello. Has some space. Miscommunication between he and Campbell in the front line. Out of touch for a FC Cincinnati goal kick.
Positive response from the young Toronto FC II side. They switched a point really well. Initially, it looked as though it was just opening up for Dante Campbell to get in behind. Uccello just hesitated a little bit. All of a sudden, the picture changed. I think with the defense just sitting them off them their wheels, it might have been an opportunity to put the ball into the box. When you play with 2 strikers like Jordan Hamilton and Akinola, you don't want to starve them with service.
The one thing with this new formation, it gives license and really suggests that the fullbacks need to get forward and get involved with the attack. So if you're looking for Campbell to be flying up the pitch, he simply has to finish that run.
Yeah, what I like about this formation is you're able to create 2v1s and overloads in wide areas, as we almost saw.
Dangerous giveaway. Cincinnati from distance, and that touch in the middle of the park, a little bit heavy as Toronto FC II trying to stick with the game plan, build out of the back.
Yeah, some nice one-touch play. It was intricate from FC Cincinnati. I thought Liam Fraser did really well to track the run of Emery Welshman. I think I'd rather a shot from distance there than that ball in behind.
Good 1-2 touch football through the middle of the park for Cincinnati. Jonathan read that well. Akinola touched to Wajda, chance to break out here. Hamilton with some space. Hamilton on his left foot, ball back to the goalkeeper, needs to pressure him. Newton plays that long.
It was good defending from Keenan. He wasn't bothered at all by the run of Akinola. A lot of defenders you see just wrong foot themselves, and I thought Hamilton was hoping he'd be sucked in by that run, defends it well. I think Hamilton chose the right option to go for goal.
Paddy Barrett, another Irishman on this FC Cincinnati team. Playing out of the back. Playing alongside Dekel Keenan. I mean, all kinds of experience. Former Israeli international, played World Cup qualifiers back in 2010. Vastly experienced player. Very difficult backline to get the best of. And what you're seeing them do, and it's actually quite smart, Terry, because they're playing on turf, because it's a little bit slow, they're backing up and getting a little bit more, giving it a little bit more space between them and the striker, just to avoid any spills, trip-ups, mistakes. It's quite smart.
You're 1-0 away, you're 1-0 up, you're away from home. You don't need to go chase the game right now, and just sitting a little bit deeper. And the attack with the 2 up front, and Al-Badawi's so good. They're so quick. They're excellent in transition. It's an interesting predicament for FC Cincinnati right now, because not only are you trying to win the league and obviously win the USL playoffs, but you want to be here next season when they go into the MLS, so you're fighting for your future as well.
Cicerone on the run, does well to read that. Out wide to Welshman. Emery Welshman, step over. Boscovich gets his foot stuck in. Ball out of touch. Welshman hung up, and it's going to be a Toronto FC II goal kick.
Wasn't an easy situation for Boscovich. He was a little bit isolated there, 1v1. Big man stands up well. He didn't need to win it there. He almost ushers Emery Welshman out of play.
A good contingent of FC Cincinnati fans here, and a lot of them are here to see this man, a local product in Emery Welshman.
Yeah, I liked Emery Welshman. I was at the club playing when he was drafted, and I think he really missed TFC not having a USL side at the time. There was a reserve schedule that had 10 games, and
Akinola lays it off. We'll pick up on that point, Terry, to Hamilton inside the 18. Ball deflected. Campbell up high from his defensive role. Fraser with a chance. Just can't get his head over that ball. It goes high and wide, and an FC Cincinnati goal kick.
Yeah, good effort from Liam Fraser. Steps forward out of that holding midfield role. Tries to put it back where it's come back bender into the top corner.
Want to pick up your point on Welshman now?
Yeah, I think it's so important, this transition to get into the first team. I think you need to play professional games, and for Toronto FC, you're developing players. Yes, you want to compete and be in and around the playoffs, but you want to get players into the first team, and I think you need this stepping stone of the USL, and that wasn't the case when Emery Welshman was here, and he kind of got lost in what was a very big squad.
Cicerone plays it into the 18. Boscovich with a big header. LaHood.
It's so difficult as well for young players to get, especially if you're a center forward, to get into a first team, because normally what you see is a lot of designated players, international players you're competing for spots with.
Drafted by Toronto FC in 2013, 16th overall, and has played with Real Salt Lake, with the Monarchs, and others. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, his youth career, Terry, scored 16 goals for Sigma FC of League One back in 2014. So he's a pedigree, he has a nose for goal, and
he picked up a bad ankle injury when he was here as well. Spent a lot of time on the treatment bed, but he's got tons of pace. As you saw there, he's comfortable with the ball at his feet. And he gets an opportunity with Koenig probably just getting a little bit of a rest tonight.
LaHood. Back to Bonner. Barrett. Ball just hanging up. Very calm night. Not much wind whatsoever here. Touching the ball for Blake Smith. Keenan.
It's interesting with both sides playing the same system. You see a lot of duels all over the pitch. You're man on man. You're almost 1v1 at times in the middle of the park.
The one thing that I have noticed, Ledesma playing very wide left, creating space for Welshman to operate through the middle. Cicerone on the run. You want that switch of play to come a little bit quicker. Bonner. Good patience by the Toronto FC II back line, not giving anything up. With a striker playing that wide, it's going to be of the utmost responsibility to communicate between Dunn and Campbell, knowing that he's the danger man. Abdelwali plays it through the 18, and good chance to mention Borja Angosia, new signing out of Spain, the new goalkeeper, is Angelo Cavalluzzo, the #1 of the team, out for the year, ruptured Achilles. Patterson Sewell's out through injury, so an opportunity for another young goalkeeper to ply his trade here with Toronto FC II. Fraser. Campbell.
See, just on that one with Dante Campbell there, I think he's getting forward just a little bit too early. I think you want to time that where you're coming onto that and your first touch takes it forward rather than touch, control, and then all of a sudden FC Cincinnati are set.
Malik Johnson. Typically see him flying down the wing, playing a little bit more of a central role here tonight. Uccello.
He played underneath for Jason Bent last season as a 10. He's got such a great change of pace. And I think once he sort of develops and that decision-making comes to match his technique and pace, he'll be a dangerous player.
Good one-touch football coming through. Campbell inside the 18. LaHood challenged, foul coming in, but some very nice, intricate play there, Terry.
Yeah, this is stuff that Michael Rabasco works a lot on the training ground. The boys are spending a lot of time out there, and I think the spacing's excellent. Players are one step ahead. The movement's great, and it gets the fullback in, and Dante Campbell just a little bit soft with that cross. I think he was trying to be a little bit precise, just put it into that dangerous area in behind the center halves and in front of the goalkeeper.
Final ball is so important.
Greg Vanny loves the term, and I like it as well. Execute. Execute when you get into good areas. The head coach of Toronto FC.
Al-Badawi wide. Bonner. Cicerone. Bjornathan does well to limit time and space. TFC II doing a lot of running.
You can tell they spend a lot of time on the training ground. As soon as there's that negative pass, they're all stepping up together, trying to trap FC Cincinnati in certain areas.
Boscovich, big interjection right there. Done. drawn out with Blake Smith getting way up the pitch from that left-sided position. Ledesma as FC Cincinnati restarts.
You can see every time the ball comes to Ledesma wheels how much quality he's got. What a great left foot.
Look at how much width is being created. If our camera angles does it justice, I mean, Bonner's all the way up here on this right-hand side, basically on the touchline. Ledesma the same, which creates so much space through the middle of the park. Try to stretch the Toronto FC II defense, take advantage.
I think what they're trying to do is get Al-Badawi on the ball, just either side of Liam Fraser in those pockets. He moves the ball extremely quick as well. Very rarely do you see him take more than 1 or 2 touches.
Waja. Hamilton. Good turn, just need to find these little triangles, find the support within the middle of the park.
Yeah, he's an interesting player, Waja. He's a real two-way player. He can defend, he reads the game well, but he can also connect passes.
Fraser.
A little bit of a dying breed, those midfielders that are box-to-box and two-way. Normally they've got one attribute, whether it's going forward or it's on the defensive aspects.
Good turn, needs to find support only as Campbell needs one of the 2 strikers to come near post. There he is, Johnson inside to Akinola. Good defensive recovery by Keenan. Cello. That's better movement.
It's interesting, it looks as though TFC II are really trying to exploit that space down the sides of the center halves and in behind the fullbacks.
Fraser just misses Waja. There was some time and space through that middle of the park, just inches away. Here comes FC Cincinnati on the counter. Cicerone down the right-hand side. Has Welshman making that near post run. No one else there. One-on-one, good shot blocked by Boscovich. Ledesma with the second wave. Al-Badawi to Welshman. Ball deflected dangerously back out wide to Bonner. They're coming in waves, and Toronto FC II finally can catch their breath.
It's incredible how the game can change so quickly. It was a missed touch from Waja all of a sudden. Again, FC Cincinnati so quick in transition. Al-Badawi, I think he was looking for his mate on the left-hand side, Ledesma. Ledesma just decided to not make the run forward that time.
Here comes Johnson on the trot. Takes it himself, just pulls that near post. Was Akinola a better option that time, Terry?
Might have been. I thought FC Cincinnati collapsed nicely in and around the box. Lahou did a very good job of making it predictable, making Malik Johnson come this way. Might have been better to just turn and come out and keep that ball.
Cincinnati continues to drop deep, and they're giving that space in front of them.
The ball movement's got to be quick. It's almost a couple set passes to shift FC Cincinnati, then find them in that pocket. It's important too when you do get the ball in the pocket, not only is your technique good, let Waja down there, you've also got a plan. You've got that picture in your head. It's a word, a cliche used in football so much.
Here comes Campbell. Has some space down that right-hand side. Chooses to hold it up. Inside to Uccello.
It's an interesting matchup. Ledesma won't always want to track back, and some say he's cheating, some are saying he's being clever. For me, I think it's being clever.
Boscovich reads that well, steps up into the play.
So composed on the ball, Boscovich. Very nonchalant. I think at times maybe drives managers crazy, but he just gets on with his game. Plays for Ryerson when he's not with Toronto FC II as well. University in Toronto.
Cello. Difficult ball out wide for Campbell. Hamilton turns.
See, it'd be great there if he could take that and turn in one motion. If he'd already checked his shoulder, he's away to the races.
Waja, wide left, Bjornathan. Does well. Johnson wasn't ready. Recovers, far post, Akinola with some space. Finish it to the side netting. Best chance of the match here in the 23rd minute for Ayo Akinola.
Great play from Ayo Akinola, so good in front of goal. The fullback Smith just gets caught underneath it. Akinola knows he's got him on toast. It's a great ball from Malik Johnson to the back post. One touch to set himself. He's trying to hit across. It doesn't hit across it enough. Goes into the side netting.
Much better movement for Toronto FC too. The ball just hung up a little bit for Akinola. Defender got burned and almost punished him.
It's nice movement again from Malik Johnson from that number 10 role. Saw Bjornathan, just needed an option. And then it was a great cross to the back post. It's a horrible feeling for Smith being caught underneath it like that.
Planting some seeds of doubt in this FC Cincinnati team. Welshman to his left. Here's the danger man, Ledesma. Campbell tries to match him up. Good recovery run by Waja. Al-Badawi does well to LaHood. Ryan. Ledesma. Caroms off a Toronto FC defender and out for an FC Cincinnati corner kick.
Yeah, good play from Richie Ryan in midfield. He already knew before where it was going to go when it came into him. Nice drop of the shoulder from Ledesma. First time he's come inside to his right foot. TFC do well to block it out for a corner kick.
I like this, a little bit of zone defending here right now by Toronto FC too. I've been watching a lot of World Cup where everything seems to be man on man each and every match.
You seen much World Cup action?
No, not at all. Ball played into the area.
Just 12 hours a day.
No kidding.
What would Toronto do without you, Wheels?
Probably a lot better, let's put it that way.
So tell us about some of your games when you played here. You scored?
In this park?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Training doesn't count.
It's funny just looking at this area around Lamport Stadium. For those tuning in from elsewhere, this is a very trendy area of the city, and back in the 90s used to be a very rough area of the city. So this is where all the people from the outskirts come when they first move into town and are living the life. So it's a great spot for Toronto FC to call home and really cultivate a following downtown and not 45 minutes out of the core of the city.
No, it's brilliant, and we'll show
just
some pictures at halftime.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at it. You can see the rooftops of BMO. It's a 5-minute walk there. So it's almost a nice pathway for the TFC II players. You're close to BMO, but you're not quite there. That's pretty inspirational for me. A little bit like the Etihad campus in Manchester, where the reserve team play on the campus, then you see Etihad in the horizon.
To tell you the truth, my memories weren't that great in here.
Good honesty.
Training
January. I didn't want to have to call you out on it.
January mornings at 8 a.m. Back in the 90s, didn't have turf like this. It was literally carpet that you could peel up and just shoveling it off or try to plant your foot and end up sliding because it's black ice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
The good old days. We've come a long way, Dunfield.
It's like playing on a car park. I don't think anyone used to get on the end of through balls back in those days. Is that when they had the salt on top of it?
We tried. Waja. Bjornathan. Good possession here for TFC II. Johnson, well cut down by LaHood.
Waja might have been able to pick out Jordan Hamilton. It was nice movement from him. He just pulled off of the fullback banner. Cello
switches on, goes short to Dunn.
I'm not sure Liam needed to go over there. They cut down the passing lane. There's a nice ball into Akinola.
Familiarity breeds consistency, and that's what they're looking for here. Difficult ball there by Waja, but does well to win it back. Fraser with a chance to find Hamilton over top, overcooks it, and that's out for an FC Cincinnati throw. If you're just tuning in, it was Al-Badawi's 6th goal of the season for FC Cincinnati, coming in the 7th minute of play. That's where we stand, 1-0 for the Eastern Conference leaders. I am Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield. TFC II has settled right in after that. Really that one lone, very good goal scoring opportunity, and TFC II punished for a little sloppiness at the back.
Yeah, it came on the back of defending a Ledesma cross, and then it came out to him again, and the Argentine showed that little bit of quality he's got with his left foot, cut it back to Al-Badawi, and it was a real composed finish from him.
Good ball by Fraser with purpose. Campbell inside the 18th. Akinola! Ayo! Toronto FC 2 gets on the board here in the 29th minute. It's 1-1 here at Lamport Stadium.
Great move from TFC II. They switch the point really well. Finds its way out to Dante Campbell. He seems to be the outlet right now. He times his run perfectly and then just whips in a real vicious ball. Great run from Akinola right to the near post. And he's never going to miss from there. Real striker's goal. His third goal for Michael Rabaska on the season.
That goal, Terry, really set up well by Liam Fraser. That quick ball out to the right-hand side with purpose, with pace, hits Campbell in stride, really put FC Cincinnati in a difficult spot.
And what a ball from Dante Campbell.
Yes,
one touch
good
to set himself and really whips that ball in. The timing of the run from Akinola is excellent as well. It's one off the training ground a little bit. It was a clear pattern and a way TFC 2 are playing right now, shifting that ball across the pitch.
His fourth goal of the season, that leads all TFC 2 goal scorers. In fact, that accounts for almost 30% of Toronto FC 2's goals on this season. Can't make a mistake here. Important to keep this solid at the back. Big save. Anguita. Very good save by the Spanish goalkeeper.
Yeah, great strike again from Ledesma. Dante Campbell's trying to take him the other way. Ledesma's not following him at all. Finds a little bit of space down the side of the center half. And just a ferocious hit from him. It's a save a goalkeeper should make. He does well to not parry it in front of the goal.
And Terry, those 5-10 minutes after you score or concede, they're so important. That would have been a backbreaker. Just need to make sure that they shore things up, provide a consistent period, consistent spell here while you're level.
Yeah, I think with young players, that's one of the things that's so difficult is consistency. Performances are up and down, but TFC were very unbalanced there, and they get away with one. I think you just need to keep your shape, relax. You're back in the game now. You just scored a wonderful goal.
Boscovich. Hamilton and Akinola doing very well over the top. Two players on him. Throw-in coming up as it comes off of Hamilton. Ryan. Blake Smith. Ledesma, all kinds of space. Four players in front of him. Not much movement, however, very static. That's better. Ryan out to Bonner. Ledesma, well defended. Strong challenge by Uccello. That is tough. He goes down. Looks like he came straight through the ball. Terry Dunfield, your thoughts?
Yeah, Ledesma hadn't checked his shoulder. I think Uccello's in a great spot. He gets a lot of the ball. Ledesma goes over a little bit easy, sells it. I think the referee there needs to be brave. I don't think it's a foul for me. And TFC are in an excellent position as well to break.
Oh, that was clean.
It's a really well-timed tackle.
That's a very good challenge.
You can see Ayo Akinola in the right hand of your screen. TFC win it. He's off to the races as well. So now not only does the referee stop a great counter-attack opportunity, FC Cincinnati have a free kick in a great spot.
So about 27 yards out. Look out for the left foot of Ledesma. Sets up well for him. Manu Ledesma. 7 goals on the year. Players are mixing it up in the wall. Referee will have a word.
You're at home. You're in your new stadium. I think you need to stand up for yourself. They're set up a little bit like Uruguay with the Suarez free kick where Suarez beat him, the keeper to Baja to the near post.
Still not settled in that wall.
Sure, those two players will try to shift Uccello.
Ledesma hits. Wall does its job. Foul called to begin with. Referee had enough of the pushing of the FC Cincinnati players in attack. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter.
It's interesting how when a new manager comes in, Michael Rabaska, this is his 3rd game in charge, how sometimes individuals flourish, and I think Ayo Akinola is one of those. been rewarded. It seems as though he's going to get a run at games. He's going to be his go-to guy up top. TFC II have struggled for goals at times, but I think that confidence in him has really been rewarded.
I mean, the reviews have been rave in training, how he's coming along, now he's adapting and growing.
It's amazing what that little bit of confidence does for a player. Just putting your arm around him and saying, look, you're going to be my guy, and just the consistency of playing as well.
There's a reason why he's a U.S. Youth International. Bags of talent. It's just about it coming good. And to have that build at that age, just a very bright future ahead of him. And Toronto FC, the club, very happy that he's here. Bjornathan.
Yeah, not sure I like that set piece at all.
No, you want to make sure that you give yourself a chance. You bring up Boscovich, you bring up Dunn. You want to be able to utilize them.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Iowakanola, you can really put FC Cincinnati under pressure. It's a great angle. Bjornathan's got a great left foot as well.
And it was up for offside, so.
And even if it comes to Hamilton, there's not a lot you can do with a header with a ball that doesn't have a ton of pace other than sort of try to get it back towards into the mixer, as they say. I don't mind it if it's a slid ball in behind and you maybe try to catch the fullback sleeping.
Newton plays that long. Campbell overcommits. Ledesma with some space. Picks out his target. Well done by Boscovich to hold his ground. It was Cicerone who was lurking inside the area.
Yeah, I'm not sure Campbell has to win it there. Just stay in your shape. Those are the sort of areas Ledesma's so good.
Good right-footed service that time. LaHood recovers. Here comes the second wave. Cicerone. Al-Badawi.
Cicerone didn't see the dummy. Al-Badawi took up a great spot in behind him. I'm sure you've seen it many times at Dwight York, Andy Cole over in those situations.
Fraser didn't know that Welshman was coming and played it safe. Good response for Toronto FC too. Fell down early in the 7th minute of play. We're level here in the 36th minute. Gareth Wheeler and Terry Dunfield with you on a Wednesday night.
One thing I like there was no panic at all, was there? I think the young group of players for TFC II are really believing in what they're doing. They're trusting in their system, and I think they're enjoying playing in this diamond. I think they're given a little bit more freedom to go express themselves right now.
And Terry, like the length of the turf and the fact it's a little bit slower, I think it actually helps this group. It just settles things down. You're not playing at a manic pace. It forces you just to breathe a little bit. And I think sometimes slowing down the play for a young team, it actually helps them through difficult times.
I think, too, coming to Lamport, just having the consistency of playing in one place, a place that you can call home. Some of the home games have been away in Rochester.
Monarch Park and BMO Field. They've been all over the place.
And then the games that are supposed to be at home against Pittsburgh, and due to issues with the first team, all of a sudden you're now playing home games in Pittsburgh.
It's a lot to overcome for a lot of young players trying to make an impression, make their mark.
A lot of younger players within the TFC Academy have got games in the USL as well, just due to the injuries in and around the first team. So USL players have been called into the first team. It's not been an easy season.
Well done by Boscovich. Done. Fraser, good ball. Waja, good touch. Proper defending there by Barrett. Boscovich. Well read by Ryan.
It was good movement from Waja. He was trying to create that space from Uccello. Ryan wasn't being shifted. Might have been better just to play that into the path of Waja. It's great, though, for Boscovich. He's always got a couple of options.
Al-Badawi does well to get past Boscovich. The Welshman, and on his return to Toronto, pounces and gives FC Cincinnati the lead. A mistake at the back ends up in the back of their net. And Toronto FC 2 finds themselves down once again.
Yeah, it comes out of nothing. It's just a long free kick played in behind. Boscovich just has to deal with it. He tries to be a little bit cute. Ball's nicked off him, and Emery Welshman's not going to miss from there. He actually hits it into the ground, and it's a little bit like a change-up. The pace is taken out of it. Goalkeeper Borja's already moving. Nothing he can do about it. Emery Welshman does quite well to stick with the play. Al-Badawi has no right in winning that, though. Boscovich just has to deal with it.
Second goal of the season for Emery Welshman. You hear his fan support, local fan support here. Player who grew up in the Toronto area. A lot of roots.
Boscovich just needs to put that into row 20
sure does.
there.
Ledesma, an audacious strike. I mean, nothing that the goalkeeper could do there. It's just self-inflicted wounds, and that will drive you crazy. You settled in. You played almost 30 minutes of complete football, Terry, and to give away a goal like that, difficult right before the half.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one, and TFC's defensive shape has actually been quite good, and it'll be driving Michael Rabaska nuts, and I'm sure he'll be looking for another reaction, but it's hard to fathom for those individual errors. The ball just sits up on Boscovich a little bit, but you've got to deal with that.
Cicerone steps inside. Al-Badawi cut down by Boscovich that time, and Waja's going to try to break out.
In fairness to Boscovich, he's pretty consistent. He hasn't made many errors. It's almost like, whose turn is it this week right now with TFC II?
And Al-Badawi did well just to get his foot in there, create, not only that, but pick out his mark. Proper run inside the area by Welshman.
And then if you even go back to the first goal, it's a poor slip from Dante Campbell. All you've got to do is keep Ledesma out wide.
2-on-2. Welshman to Ledesma. No support for Dunn, and Ledesma with a worldie. Give him time, give him space. He will make you pay. Manu Ledesma. Goal number 8 on the season. 3-1 FC Cincinnati.
FC Cincinnati isolate Ledesma 1v1. It's great play from Emery Welshman. Eventually they'll come out wide to Ledesma. You see him on the left-hand side of your screen, and he just shifts it to the side slightly, creates a slight angle to put it past Julian Dunn, and he absolutely rips it into the back of the net off the underside of the crossbar. Nothing Borja can do about that. What a strike, and he even gives it the Zinedine Zidane celebration.
Something that you learn as a defender. You need to be able to sniff out danger. It was 2-on-2. For me, the recovery runs were far too casual. Just a moment ago when Toronto FC 2 were trying to break out, there was 3 or 4 Cincinnati players sprinting back to recover. You just needed to give Julian Dunn a little bit of help. There's just assurance that if he goes a little bit tighter, he's not going to get burned. Those recovery runs simply need to be better, Terry.
Yeah, it's interesting. Dante Campbell's trying to take Ledesma the other way, and at times Ledesma just stays high, and he found himself in a 1v1 situation. Your textbook defending in that situation is just to show him out wide, protect the goal. But I think deep down you've got to know that he's got such a good left foot that you can't give him half a yard. I think you've got to defend brave there, get right in the face of Ledesma.
Know the player as well.
Yes.
And with that left foot, it would be, but again, I'm not putting it all undone. He needs to step, but knowing that you have help in support as well, it's invaluable.
He didn't really have a whole bunch of support.
Well, because it was too casual coming back.
And you can't really show him inside to his right foot, because he can come in, as we've seen already, and go with his right foot. He's got so much quality, Ledesma. Yes, it's a wonder goal, but I think Julian Dunn there is just a little bit conservative with his defending. It's a horrible feeling, though, being at the edge of your box, isolated 1v1 against arguably one of the best players in USL.
In a matter of 3 minutes, the game turns on its head from 1-1 to 3-1. A mountain to climb for Toronto FC 2. Here's Cicerone down the right-hand side. Boscovich slides through. Corner kick coming up, FC Cincinnati.
Important interception from Boscovich. He defends that near post area extremely well. I think this is where you need big characters. You need leaders.
Yes.
The group to really come together. Mike Rabaska on the sideline can only do so much.
Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer.
Al-Badawi out-swinging corner kick coming. Boscovich does well to get there. Waja.
Go the other way. Dante Campbell's in.
Switches on.
Yeah. Again, it's almost the ball comes to him and then it's great. What am I going to do now? Just let that ball run across your body.
Fraser. 11 men behind the ball. Bjornathan.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
3 USL teams in the round of 16 of the US Open Cup. Speaking to the strength of this league and competitive nature throughout North American football.
Yeah, the USL.
Well, American football, I should say.
The USL's just each year is growing, getting bigger and bigger. More soccer-specific stadiums, fans, more and more. Players are coming to this league, want to play in it. And I think the quality on the pitch is definitely getting better. Louisville, another good side. They find themselves in the quarterfinals. I think James O'Connor's done a wonderful job there. Remember the two of us.
16, yeah. That Louisville and Nashville are going to play, so you're guaranteed to have a USL team in the quarterfinal. Foul, Bjornathan takes down Cicerone. Going to see the first caution here tonight, or just a word. Bjornathan going into the book.
James O'Connor and I kicked lumps out of each other in a game once when he played for Stoke. Real fiery character.
About to hit the 45-minute mark, and there's going to be 2 minutes of time added on here in the first half of play. The other side that's going to be in the round of 16 is Sacramento. They're going to take on LAFC. Still has multiple players away on World Cup duty.
There's the diagonal. I was looking for Waja to hit a little bit early on.
LAFC has got off to a very good start in their expansion year.
How good does Vela look? How good does Vela look for Mexico?
Well, Mexico didn't look great today in a 3-0 loss to Sweden. And Vela came close on multiple occasions. Best chances of the match for Mexico.
He's looking like a good signing. I like him.
What happened to your pick, Germany, to win the World Cup, Terry Dunfield?
Thanks, mate.
I remember.
I think this could be the end of an era.
You think?
Yeah, I think Lowe's...
bold call there.
I think this could be the end of Lowe. Really missed a number 9 up top.
A low point of his head coaching career with Germany.
That was too easy. Yeah, they're no longer the dynamic German side that's just going to steamroll over top of you. I think they lost that identity a little bit. Too many changes. Timo Werner wasn't able to step up.
We thought Tony and company were going to kick it into cruise control. It turned out quite the opposite. I'm done with the puns. I'll be here all week. Here's Paddy Barrett. Lahoud.
Look at Ledesma. He's in Akers over on the left-hand side.
See, he's just camping out over there. Campbell just needs to be wary. Needs to be like an owl, have that head that can spin all the way around.
Behave, Reels.
And there's the halftime whistle. Al-Badawi, that is, scored early for FC Cincinnati. But TFC II fought back well. Ayo Akinola is 4th goal of the year for Toronto FC, but 2 goals late coming from Emery Welshman and Manu Ledesma have put Toronto FC 2 in a hole at the half. Terry Dunfield, your thoughts?
Great goal from Ayo Akinola. Great response to going 1-0 down. TFC 2 showed character, but the first 2 goals, I think TFC 2 will be disappointed with some individual errors on those. And then an absolute bomb from Ledesma. What a left foot he's done, and a real bit of quality from him. By far the best player on the pitch.
Well, it's still true to form. If you look at the Eastern Conference table, FC Cincinnati atop the table, the top of this match, 3 goals to 1. We'll bring you and spin you around USL next. This is Wednesday night match night, and you're watching on USLsoccer.com and ESPN+.
Following the first team match, TFC II will host Charleston Battery at 8 p.m. For tickets and more information.
Welcome back inside Toronto FC 2's new home, Lamport Stadium in downtown Toronto, and a strong contingent of fans making their way up from Cincinnati, Ohio, and they like what they've seen thus far. FC Cincinnati 3, Toronto FC 2 1. Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield, or perhaps that's the Emery Welshman cheering section. He is a local product. He did find the back of the net. The go-ahead goal as FC Cincinnati was really 3 minutes of madness that turned this game on its head.
Yeah, the front three of FC Cincinnati have been excellent. Emery Welshman, he's played his part, his pace in behind. He's got a goal. He's created space for others to operate. Ledesma, he's been the pick of the bunch. His left foot has been unbelievable. So much quality. And it's a nice little cat and mouse game him and Dante Campbell, the right back for TFC 2, have right now. At time, Ledesma's just sitting out wide in that space. But every time it comes to him, it's absolute quality.
FC Cincinnati scored the early goal 7 minutes in. Is Al-Badawi with his 6th goal of the season. And then you were thinking, look out, this is no way to christen your new home. But Toronto FC settled right in after that early strike, coming from a Toronto FC 2 mistake on the back end.
Yeah, it's a slight slip from Dante Campbell. It's a nice cutback from Ledesma. And it's a real composed finish from Al-Badawi. Gets himself in and around the penalty spots, makes no mistake.
His 8th assist of the season, his 8th goal would come. Toronto FC 2 doing well to fight back, get back into this match. Liam Fraser started to pull the strings from a deeper lying role.
He started to grow into the game. He's been in and around the first team since the start of this season. He's developing nicely. I think the experience of Michael Bradley and training with him has no doubt helped.
Toronto FC 2 really settled in nicely and kind of controlled and dictated the pace of the play. FC Cincinnati sitting back, and Toronto FC 2 inevitably punished them. This man was buzzing over the course of the first half, even before his goal in Ayo Akinola.
I agree. I felt like the goal was starting to come. Malik Johnson in that number 10 role started to cause some problems. TFC was shifting the point extremely well, and this is the goal. What a ball from Dante Campbell, gets forward from that right back's position. The timing of the run from Akinola, he gets his 4th goal of the season.
And then here, it's just self-inflicted wounds. Boscovich cannot clear. Well done by Al-Badawi, and Emery Welshman on a platter. Welcome back to Toronto.
Yeah, it's a little bit casual from Boscovich, and Emery, he gets his goal. He's worked real hard up top.
Slow recovery run by TFC 2, and Ledesma, Manu Ledesma, the Argentine. Yeah, you go and celebrate. Another worldie for him. 8th goal in the season, and FC Cincinnati, despite having less possession, finds himself up 2 goals.
Yeah, TFC II will be a little bit disappointed after getting back into the game, making it 1-1, and what a strike that, though, was from Ledesma. He's isolated 1v1, drops his shoulder nicely, and it's an cannon of a strike from him.
Toronto FC 2 will use this time at the half to recover, get their heads back on straight, so they come out strong in the second half.
Yeah, it's interesting. Head coach Greg Vanny's here, GM Tim Bezbachenko's here, and Coach Greg Vanny's actually gone down into the changing room to listen to hear what Mike Rabaska has to say.
We'll use our sources and try to get some intel on what was said. It's FC Cincinnati 3 and TFC 2 1 on USLsoccer.com.
Now Silva! Oh my goodness, what a goal! Mateo Silva! Amadou Dia. Jason Johnson! You've got to be kidding me! An otherworldly goal from JJ! 2-2 at home. Here the young season, and a golazo from Manu Ledesma.
Bourgeois got ahead to it. They score! Surely that's the winner! It's Ropapa Mensah!
For Cheney and Johnson! Jamal Johnson does it again! And a goal! And an equalizer! Big save by John McCarthy. Buffon punched away Ranjitsing. Sparrow again! Wow. What a save. Connor Sparrow shot from distance, and Cochran with that brilliant effort. My goodness!
It's Job saved by Tambakis.
Hernandez can take it, big save, Dykstra. Near post, Barino, another huge save. Taniasic, great save, Restrepo.
Lomas got ahead to it, and Matt Pickens makes the save.
Available, looking for Lomas. Oh! North Carolina FC.
On to the right, Smith. Into the box. Headed past McCarthy, and there it is. Steps, strikes, and scores. Benjamin headed. Goal! Penn FC!
This one will drop to Miller. Miller tie!
It's FC Cincinnati 3, Toronto FC 2 1 at TFC 2's brand new home at Lamport Stadium, right downtown Toronto. Gareth Wheeler alongside former Canadian international Terry Dunfield. While the World Cup's going on, domestic football still being played here across North America, and these are very busy times in terms of USL action.
Yeah, so much football going on, and it's a great time to be a footballer.
It affects my personal relationships, to be honest with you. I'm watching too much. Last night, it was Nashville getting past Indy 11 2-0, and the Real Monarchs a 1-0 victory over Fresno.
Great result for Nashville. They're ticking over nicely, getting tons of support. Real Monarchs, Salt Lake City, they're coming into their new home nicely. What a great crowd they get as well.
I love it. World Cup football during the day and USL action at night. Here's what's going on. Right now, Louisville, they're level with Pittsburgh, goalless at the half. There's a lightning delay. We thought we might be dealing with some here tonight, but it's turned out to be decent. Charlotte and Tampa, Tulsa and LA Galaxy 2 kick off at 8:30 p.m.
Louisville, so much experience in their side. Also, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, two very good sides going at it there.
As we spin you around the league, Reno is on an absolute roll. They're undefeated in their last 12 games after a 2-0 win over San Antonio FC.
Yeah, it's great when you get on one of those rolls. You just get into a groove, you get into a rhythm. Training becomes a little bit easier. You know what your role is, and you just start to buy into what the coach is doing.
So my birthday's Saturday, and Reno's back home. I'm going to sit there and watch with a birthday cake in front of me as they take on Portland Timbers 2 on Saturday night. Louisville City, they do advance in the U.S. Open Cup. They get past Nashville 2-1 on a difficult Wednesday night.
Yeah, it'll be a tricky tie for MLS sides that get them. It's always great for a USL side or underdog to advance in the Cup. Show what you can do against MLS sides.
And USL continuing to get the platform to show the best of the best. It's this very FC Cincinnati team taking on Charlotte Independence. It's after the World Cup, so perfect for viewing. ESPN 2 on July 18th at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati. Big platform, big game, and two very good teams.
Players always love playing on national broadcast. Show what you can do, and that's a very good game as well. Look forward to watching that.
I'm thinking an ESPN highlight of the night is in Ledesma's future. That's a very early prediction.
It's a bold prediction.
Ledesma, a highlight of the night type goal already here tonight. It's FC Cincinnati 3, TFC 2-1 on USLsoccer.com. Welcome back inside Lamport Stadium, downtown Toronto. It's FC Cincinnati 3, Toronto FC 2-1 as we're getting set for second half kickoff. Look, the FC Cincinnati supporters, they travel so well in all ages and sizes. And they're liking what they've seen thus far. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. Upcoming matches for FC Cincinnati. This Canadian trip continues for the Queen City side as they take on Ottawa in our nation's capital June 30th. Hey, they can hang out for Canada Day as well on July 1st. Might as well extend that stay. As for Toronto FC 2, they do play on Canada Day. It's against Charleston, an 8 p.m. kickoff. I believe it's at BMO Field right after the Toronto FC match against the New York Red Bulls on Saturday. Yeah. So a good doubleheader of football as your Canada Day treat for Toronto FC supporters out there. A familiar face, Emery Welshman, former Toronto FC player, former Sigma FC player of League One locally here in the Toronto area. Big half for him, Terry, scoring his second goal of the season. It's always sweet to come home, your family, your friends are in the crowd, and be able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, and against your former club as well. I think his all-around game's been excellent. He showed a nice change of pace. His hold-up plays definitely improved since he's been here.
Al-Badawi, solid, he scores as well. Cicerone and Ledesma, I mean, this FC Cincinnati team, even without players like Hoyt and Bone in the team tonight, still very good.
Very cohesive up top. They're all on the same page, and I think they know this system really well.
Ayo Akinola, the goal scorer for Toronto FC, too, a very good first half. And there is a halftime substitution. I believe this may have been planned beforehand, but Ryan Telfer who scored a big goal against FC Dallas for Toronto FC on the season. He's going to come in at that left back position, replacing Bjornathan. Your thoughts on the move, Terry?
Yeah, Bjornathan, he's coming back from injury, so I think you're just easing him back into the fold. I thought he had quite a good half. He was tenacious. He's got quality with that left foot. He breaks the line, stepping out nicely. But Ryan Telford, he'll get 45 minutes under his belt. Played not too long ago for the first team against DC United.
Terry,
set up a goal,
does this change the shape at all? Because Telford likes to play a little bit higher up the field.
Yeah, he gives you a little bit more athleticism down that left-hand side, and he's now got a little bit of competition for that left-back slot in the first team with Justin Morrow coming back from injury.
Ryan Telford doesn't get his first touch on the ball. And we also have a third man in the booth here to start off the second half of play. Is Toronto FC 2 goalkeeper on the mend in Angelo Cavalluzzo. First off, and great to have you here. I hate to bring up the negative. You ruptured your Achilles tendon. What was it, just about a month ago?
Yeah.
And we wished you well at that time. You're on the road to recovery. How are you feeling?
Everything feels good. I mean, there's no more pain anymore. It's just, you know, some good days, some bad days. It's just frustrating to be in the boot all the time.
But you are on the road to recovery.
Yes,
right.
Very much so.
And you're rocking that boot. It looks very good on you. We prefer you to have no boot, but if there's anyone that can rock it, it's you, my friend.
Thank you. I think I've worn a left shoe for about a month, so they're going to be nice and clean when I go back.
And you drive standard as well, so I'm sure. Listen, we'll let the police and the ministry. We won't go into too much detail. What do you make from watching from this perspective? You see your team from a whole different vantage point.
I think we look okay. It's a bit frustrating. Some of the results haven't gone our way, and I think we've performed better than a lot of the results show. And I think there's once in a while you see the odd individual mistake that leads to a goal that seem to always get punished, and that isn't always the case, and it's very frustrating to see.
Self-inflicted wounds are part of the game, and that ability to finish, I mean, it just seems to sink you time after time. You play, you know, like in the first half here, we saw 30 minutes of really solid football, and just one mistake seems to just kind of mount on you. And that's generally what happens in football when you're not coming up with results. It kind of ends up like that.
Cavalluzzo, what's it like in the changing room after a couple of individual errors, and when the overall performance has actually been quite good? Does much get said? Does a player get called out, or is it on the manager at that point?
Usually within the change room, everyone's very good to each other. There's not too many personalities that are really negative that are going to call people out for poor performances. And I think everyone knows that a lot of us are trying to develop, and those individual mistakes are going to happen. It is frustrating when it leads to negative results.
Your teammate Ayo Akinola has really found his nose for the net as of late. What kind of changes have you seen in him?
I think we've seen a lot better movement from him, a lot more drive, and he's getting forward a lot more. And once the ball comes to him on his foot, in the box, he's super clinical.
And you've been doing a little bit of radio for TSN, covering the World Cup. How's that been going?
It's been awesome, and I mean, it's tough to do a bad job when you have wheels here beside you, always setting you up with great stuff to say.
I know all about that.
And what do you make of your new home here at Lamport Stadium? I'm a big fan, just being downtown in the heart of it all. We see BMO Field off to the south end to our right-hand side. I mean, it's a place that's been around for a lot of time. I mean, when I grew up, I was playing here as well. What do you make of the move here to Lamport?
I played here too when I was a lot younger, but the turf's much better now than it used to be.
That's exactly what I was saying.
But yeah, it's great to be able to see BMO Field. You know, you can, as you're on this pitch, you can see your end goal off in the distance there. I think it's poetic in a way.
As Lahoud gets on the ball, Ledesma, very tricky player. This Ledesma, FC Cincinnati, you've seen all the teams in USL. Is this a team that has what it takes to go on and do something special this year, Angelo?
I think very much so, and they're doing really well this season. And it's like when you go and play them at, I believe it's Nippert Stadium, they get 20,000 fans every game, and that's going to get any player up for a match no matter what. Both sides, the home and away team. So that's a really fun place to go, and they're doing well. And as we know, they're going to be an MLS expansion team next year, and I'm sure a lot of these players want to show that they belong there next season as well.
Angelo, thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for having me.
Do you need help down?
No.
Terry will put you on his back.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thanks, Angelo. Angelo Cavalluzzo, Toronto FC 2 goalkeeper, joining us, taking a few moments to join us in our broadcast position. His mates are just watching him climb down. They should be coming up and giving him a hand. That's why one is the athlete and the other, well, they're watching on. We wish him the best. It was a very difficult injury for Angelo, one of the good guys in the team around the club, and
yeah, I'm sure he'll come
we know
back.
He's going to come out on the good side of things.
He'll come back stronger for it. It's a tough one, a ruptured Achilles tendon.
Welshman back to El-Badawi. Gets on his right foot. Good patience, Ledesma. Overcooks that, and that's going to go all the way through for a TFC II throw.
Yeah, he tries to do just a little bit too much with that ball, tries to put too much waz on it. It's great to play with
too much what?
Too much waz on it.
I have no idea what waz is.
And I think it's great to play with a player like that. You can gamble. You know that the ball's going to come into the box. It's just so much quality.
Good tussle on the right-hand side. Cicerone comes out. El-Badawi from distance just fizzes over the bar. Give him a space. He will kill you. El-Badawi does well there. Comes close to adding another.
Yeah, it's good movement from FC Cincinnati. They actually win the duel, and Abu Dhabi, he does quite well to just stay away. He pulls off of the plate, takes a couple of touches out of his feet. That ball's dipping, it's swerving. It only misses by a foot. Real direct play from him. He knew exactly what he was going to do with it when it came into him. He only had eyes for that goal. Great strike from him.
FC Cincinnati dictating the proceedings here at the start of the second half. Very good ball. Smith, El-Badawi seems to always be the outlet. It's a chance for TFC II to get their foot on the ball. Borja. Waja, I should say. Well read right there. Bonner. Telfer's going to add a little bit more width to this Toronto FC side, a little bit more attacking prowess coming down the left.
Yeah, I think he gives you energy and pace as well, which can be a little bit infectious amongst the group. I think the team needed a lift, and hopefully he can give that.
And he's a little bit more direct, Terry.
He's definitely more of an attacking left back than what you'd say defensively.
And right now with Ledesma being the predominant attacking threat down here, the right-hand side, you can find some balance. Perhaps Telfer can find some joy coming down the opposite flank. His arms are up right now. He wants the quick switch of play. Well done by Campbell to skip past Ledesma. Has options. Cello just out of balance, was looking to play a quick ball to Akinola, didn't come off, but good pressure nonetheless. A TFC II throw.
Dante Campbell does really well to play past Ledesma. There's a good ball into Uccello. I think the idea was right, just wasn't able to execute. Good movement from Malik Johnson off of him. Could have maybe even had a touch there.
Welshman does really well. Some good hold-up play there.
Yeah, when he was at TFC in 2013, balls would come off him a little bit. It wouldn't stick. He was still young, fresh out of the draft, but I think his overall game's really developed nicely. He was more of a winger at the time. I think he's doing well as a number 9.
Ledesma all kinds of times. Just wants some support. Finally gets it from Ryan, and time to reset.
Lahoud does quite a good job. He's probably best known for a spell with the Philadelphia Union. Covers a lot of ground, and he's that safety valve in that holder midfield role with Richie Ryan. The two of them just almost allow the front 5 to go express themselves.
Barrett, dangerous ball for Lahoud, let off the hook. Very dangerous. I like the high pressure. Hamilton and Akinola have all kinds of space. Press high, but they need the numbers in the midfield to come up and provide some balance.
I thought Malik Johnson did quite well there. I think it's a foul, but he did well to get up with the play and try to pick up that second ball and press FC Cincinnati a little bit higher. I think that's something Michael Rabaska is trying to bring to TFC II at the moment. Just picking those moments from that defensive shape, when to press and trap the opposition.
TFC II will be a founding member of USL Division III next year. More on that in a moment. Malik Johnson from distance. He goes high and wide. Well defended, just throwing off the Toronto FC 2 attacker.
Yeah, great spot where he picks up the ball. He's very direct and positive once he gets it. I think he's receiving the ball on the move here, gets in behind Lahu. Might have been better just letting the play develop. Uccello, you can see on the right hand of your screen, was in a great area. Just takes a shot on off balance.
USL Division 3 is set to open in 2019. Tormenta FC from Statesboro, Georgia. Team from Greenville, South Carolina. Tucson, Arizona. FC Tucson and Madison, Wisconsin will join. And other exciting cities are also in the fold for the brand new Division 3.
I like it. USL doing a really good job of creating a pyramid and a clear pathway. Whereas if you're good enough, eventually you're going to get to the top. Some real exciting expansion sides coming in. And I think it'll be a good move for TFC II.
More announcements coming up in the coming days. Fraser gets stuck right in. Waja back on the ball, Gideon Waja. Telfer gets it cut up in his feet just a little bit. Not much room there. FC Cincinnati doing very well to close down the space. Good switch of play by Fraser, much better.
You can see the turf just starting to dry out after the afternoon showers, and the game's just slowing down a little bit. The ball's becoming a bit sticky. Just caught under Waja's feet there a little bit.
No foul given. Waja wanted one. Looked like he was taken down from behind. Play on, Toronto FC 2 looking to take advantage. Hamilton from distance. Akinola gets the wicked deflection, plays it back to Fraser, shoots from distance. Another deflection. He was about 35 yards out there. Abadawi on the counter. Welshman does well to shield, comes up, handles the ball. Julian Dunn was in his pocket, had him in his pocket. Boscovich. Dunn, 57th minute. FC Cincinnati 3, TFC 2, 1. You're watching on USLsoccer.com, ESPN Plus. Gareth Wheeler and former Canadian international Terry Dunfield with you. Good turn. Malik Johnson just a little bit off. Not on the same page as Jordan Hamilton, and head coach Michael Rabaska encouraging from the touchline.
Yeah, it was good movement from Malik Johnson. He's working really hard to get on the ball. He's making runs in depth, and eventually that pocket opened up. He just got his head up. I think there might have been a ball across the pitch to Ayo Akinole, taking up a great spot in behind the fullback. Great start to the half for TFC 2. Nice reaction to going down 3-1. It's not easy at home.
Cella does well, just misses Jordan Hamilton again. See some of these players just growing in familiarity and just a step off. Right idea. Hamilton. All kinds of time. Where's he going to use it? Goes short to Campbell. Ledesma tracked down by Campbell, gets into the face of Ledesma. Was the Argentine just left his foot into that challenge?
Yeah, Dante Campbell wasn't happy with that. He does well not to panic and use his body. I think he was trying to get the ball to Liam Fraser. He plays safe, secures it. Definitely a foul.
It's been that battle you've been talking about all match long, Ledesma and Campbell, and you're gonna see it right here. Just leaves it in a little bit, catches the heel late, and that's what Campbell doesn't appreciate.
You want your players comfortable under pressure and on that ball, and I think Dante Campbell just expressed that there.
I like that, a 19-year-old holding his ground against an established professional. Keenan. Ryan. Dunn does well to step around. Emery Welshman recovers. Well played by Welshman. I feel like I'm speaking to myself, being of Welsh origin. I am a Welshman. Bonner steps into the middle of the park, well tracked by Telfer. The thing is, when a player goes down on turf, it looks so much more violent than natural grass when there's not much in it in reality. Al-Badawi plays in Welshman, just his first poor touch on the ball in a while, which lets Toronto FC 2 off the hook.
Yeah, it was good movement, ball movement from FC Cincinnati. They They set up an attack nicely. They move the ball across the pitch. Abu Dhabi just picks it up in a nice spot, one touch, and nice ball in between the lines to Emery's not able to bring it under control.
Telfer a chance to go one-on-one. I think he got fooled by the different colored lines there. I think he was playing to the white line.
Yeah.
Instead, he played it over the yellow line, a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, he thought he had another yard to get to the byline, I think.
The white lines are rugby lines on the field, and the yellow lines are the football pitch lines. So a little bit of confusion right there. Right idea by Ryan Telfer. How well do you know the USL? Test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every Tuesday, and you could win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice.
Trip to Vegas sound good?
Not sure if it comes with travel. You might have to take care of that yourself.
Some great stops on the circuit, Nashville.
Oh, suicide ball by Johnson. Well recovered by both Fraser and Dunn, letting him off the hook. Johnson. Lahoud is in his shirt.
Yeah, it's interesting in midfield. FC Cincinnati, Lahoud and Ryan are just latching on to both Uccello and Malik Johnson. It's tough to create a little bit of space. Malik Johnson doesn't want to be coming that deep. TFC II want him on that ball high up the pitch. Full of energy and running tonight, Johnson.
Boscovich over the top. Hamilton makes a run. Barrett does well. Akinola wins that back. Uccello sliding, challenger behind, and Ryan is down, and that is a hamstring. He paid for that challenge, but a critical one at that, as he smashes the turf here at Lamport Stadium. Toronto FC plays on for a moment. That's the right call by the official, because this doesn't look like a player just making a meal of it, Terry. This looks like a serious injury to Richie Ryan.
Yeah, it's a real sore one. Akinola does really well to pick up the second ball. Eventually it comes to Uccello. Uccello just takes an extra second to get that shot off. He would have been better coming out to his right-hand side here. You can't see it on your screen. There he comes. Campbell's in a great position, but a real brave challenge from Richie Ryan. I think Uccello kicks the back of his ankle. Could be a hamstring, as you said,
He just reached right up for that hamstring. That's maybe overstretched it a little bit, just slid through awkwardly. It wasn't the plant foot, so it had nothing to do with the turf. Sometimes a player just gets caught up in that turf with the plant foot, but that was the leg that was in the air coming through the challenge, so that screams a hammy.
Yeah, I think he's just getting some treatment on his ankle here. I think he just took Uccello's boot to the back of his, I think his left calf or left ankle. Sore one there. It was too bad Uccello didn't see Dante Campbell here on that second ball, but real brave challenge from Ryan. And we talk about this turf. It's brand new. It's quite long and soft. At times it can be a little bit unstable.
Substitution will have to be made here. Alan Koch is already speaking to a potential player to come on the park, which
he's a
wish
real
Richie Ryan the best.
Yeah, he's a real driving force in this midfield. He works his socks off. He keeps FC Cincinnati ticking over nicely, fills gaps in, and he gives you a little bit of steel in the middle of the park as well.
Walking gingerly off the field as the substitution will be made. Looks like number 19, Corbin Bone. Vastly experienced midfield as head coach of Toronto FC, Greg Vanny, and general manager Tim Bezbachenko watch on. New York Red Bulls are in town on Canada Day as Toronto FC try to get back in the win column in MLS action. The good news is that Ryan is limping off the field. He's walking off with just a little bit of help. I think it just screams a hamstring, Terry. Just, if it's an ankle, he is not putting any pressure on that whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a sore one. As you said, Wheels, we wish him all the best. Real experienced player, knows this league inside out. Real driving force in that engine room.
So Corbin Bone coming into the match for FC Cincinnati. Leads the team in games played this season with, well, now it's a 16 appearance. 14 of them in starts for this team.
I think bringing on a player like this just shows how deep the squad is.
Ledesma in behind to Welshman. He gets there. Flag goes up. Good shout, Terry.
Yeah, he's a real threat in behind Emery Welshman. Anytime an FC Cincinnati midfielder gets it with time and space facing forward, he's looking to get in behind. He's got that real darty run, great change of pace. He's always had really good technique. It's not been bad, but I think it's just taken him a little bit of time and playing games to develop into the quality player he is.
Ledesma knocked down. Welshman inside the area. He turns on Boscovich. Telfer, great recovery right there. Looks like he saved a goal.
Yeah, that's where you want your fullback connected to your center half, giving you a little bit of cover, and then shows his composure and class on the ball to drive out of trouble.
Campbell provided the service for Toronto FC's goal, courtesy of Ayo Akinola in the first half. Poor touch by Uccello.
Yeah, it was
big challenge won by Julian Dunn.
It's too bad Liam Fraser didn't see Malik Johnson. If he would have hit that first time, another great run from Johnson just wasn't seen.
Uccello. Dunn just touches a little heavy. Good recovery there. Campbell, sliding challenge, wins the throw-in. Nice work by Campbell down near the right-hand side. He's been putting in a shift here tonight.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're going to get from Dante Campbell, and I know coaches love that. He's going to work hard. As you said, Wheels, he'll put his shift in. He'll work both ways. He's tried to be clever to try to take Ledesma the other way. It hasn't always worked, but he'll always give you everything.
Like Johnson missed his mark, had Campbell wide and forcing his defender to make a big run back. There he is, tracks back and gets in front, goal side between the ball and Ledesma, and does well to win that back.
Game's just starting to become a little bit stretched right now.
Who does that suit, Terry?
I think you've got to be so careful in possession, TFC II, because if you give it away in a bad spot, you're just a little bit unbalanced, and the threat of Welshman and behind's causing problems. But
Waija.
I think players like Malik Johnson and Uccello, pacey players, when pockets start to open up, it suits them as well. Ryan Telfer, if you can get him the ball in good areas, he could hurt sides, as we've seen with the first team. What a great player Justin Morrow is to learn from for Ryan Telfer, training with him week in, week out. U.S. men's national team player.
Telfer inside the area. I'm going to correct myself, Terry. I think you're spot on with the ankle injury for Richie Ryan. His boot came right off, so good shout for you right there. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. 68th minute. We're through 68 here at Toronto FC 2's new home, Lamport Stadium. Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield with you.
TFC II just need a player to give them a bit of a lift, a little bit of a spark right now. I think if you can get one in the next 10 minutes, you're right back in it. Good experience from Ledesma there to just buy a foul, kill the rhythm of the game. I think Ryan Telfer down that left-hand side's a good outlet right now. Malik Johnson, he's working really hard in that number 10 role at the top of the diamond.
Looks like another teenager, and Stefan Yates, coming out of TFC's academy, is going to enter the game.
Yeah, good player, attacking player. Again, very versatile, can play in midfield or just off of a striker. Need to get Jordan Hamilton and Akinola back in the game.
There we go, Akinola one-on-one. Barrett comes across, has to be a foul. Foul given. Barrett just used his hands, just got a little bit too tight on Akinola.
I can never believe the reactions of players sometimes.
I know.
Hands on his head, he dragged him to the ground. Of course it's a foul. Needless foul. Good movement from Akinola in behind. He uses his body quite well. Uses that powerful frame to just get himself in between the defender and the ball, and it's just a matter of time before Barrett fouls him.
That's what happens when you watch a lot of football at the highest level. When does anyone ever believe they've fouled anyone? Telfer, it's going to take.
Oh, great ball.
Challenge at Boscovich! The big man, Bosco, back in the net, 70th minute. Toronto FC 2 right back in this.
We don't see him take many free kicks, Ryan Telfer, but showed some class and quality in there, puts it into a real dangerous area. If it misses everybody, it's going to go into the back of the net. Boscovich, a 2-foot jump, just uses the pace of the cross to guide it into the back of the net. Great set piece from TFC 2, right back in it now.
And the change on cue, Wajda comes out, Yeats comes in, and all of a sudden that 2-goal lead slips away from FC Cincinnati. And they've been put on notice here. Toronto FC 2 showing some fight. Set piece goal and a big one for Boscovich.
Yeah, bad 5 minutes for Koch. You lose a real leader and so much experience in the middle of the park. You concede, all of a sudden it's 3-2. TFC 2 are in the ascendancy.
And here they come again. Hamilton with a chance to send Akinola through. He does. Tough angle, just rolls a little bit too much. Tries to find Hamilton. That ball cleared. Very good opportunity on the counter-attack from Toronto FC 2.
Poor giveaway from Ledesma, and TFC 2 almost make them pay. I think the lines played a factor. I thought Jordan Hamilton maybe thought Akinola had more space to run into. Just hits it too hard. Akinola runs out of real estate. I thought Hamilton should have looked to shoot. FC Cincinnati were just dropping off him. Let rip from there. He's got a great left foot.
I think he just put it just a step too much in front of Akinola. Just that angle just puts the ball a little bit tighter to his body. I think Akinola's in through all alone.
I think you know your players, though, a little bit too, Wheels. You're putting Akinola into his left foot. It's a tough finish. You want Jordan Hamilton on the ball in and around the box. I thought the movement of Akinola actually made FC Cincinnati drop, but again, that could have been an option. Just a little bit more quality, a little bit more detail and precision in that pass.
Change about to be made. Danny Koenig, his life will be that much more difficult for TFC 2. 7 goals on the year. The Big Dane's about to check in. Here's Campbell to Hamilton. TFC 2 buzzing. Cello inside the area. Akinola's there, just over top. Right idea, good ball by Uccello.
Yeah, might have been one Ryan Telfer could have gambled at the back post. Great ball from Uccello. Sometimes you don't need to beat someone or set up an overload. Go old-fashioned, just put it into the box with a little bit of quality.
73rd minute substitution about to be made. Emery Welshman, his night is done. Local product at goal scorer, getting a warm round of applause for the FC Cincinnati supporters in attendance. He's going to be replaced by Danny Koenig. Your thoughts on Welshman's performance tonight, Terry?
I think he's been excellent. He's been a handful. He's been a real threat in behind. Technically, he's been good. More times than not, the ball's stuck. I think he's really relished playing against his old club. And in Koenig, I think you get a real scrapper that comes on. I think he makes players in and around him better. He's got a wonderful partnership with Ledesma. He's excellent in the air. Again, it just shows how deep this FC Cincinnati side is.
Good challenge by Yeats. TFC 2 now with 5 teenagers on the field, 5 of them. The youth on full display.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of them have come through the academy and now we're making playing in the professional game, and no better way than honing yourself, your skills against top-class professionals, well, experienced players. I can tell you one thing, the senior players don't like chasing around young punks, as I used to call them.
Now that I'm done playing and I'm just playing men's league, I just don't even like chasing around the young guys.
How much bigger does the pitch get, by the way?
Oh, huge.
You feel like you need a taxi from one end to the other.
And 90 minutes seems like an eternity. Hamilton, good ball. Yeats inside the area. It's Hamilton! What a finish! Jordan Hamilton! What a strike! Hamilton lays down the hammer. A massive equalizer. Welcome to Lamport Stadium, Jordan. And we're tied up at 3.
This goal wouldn't look out of place at the World Cup. What a finish that is. That just screams technique. Gets his hips over top of it. Yates making an impression off the bench. Great run from Akinola to the near post. And then what a confident strike from Jordan Hamilton. Backs his technique. Great finish from him. First time, gives the goalkeeper no chance at all. Shows what it means to him as well. I love to see. Doesn't always show emotion.
Polish off that left-footed strike. Woo! Pulled that out of the locker, Terry Dunfield.
Never in doubt. Sits up nicely for him. What technique.
Great technique.
Just how he gets his left foot over top of it. Io Akinola does really well too, making that run to the near post, just creating a little bit of space, and Yates puts it in. A great cross from him. Good defending.
TFC II now just needs to defend, keep their shape. They've crawled back out of this hole. Michael Rabaska, the new head coach, has to be thrilled with the response of his young team here tonight. TFC II really struggled to find the back of the net on the year. Just 13 goals coming in. They have 3 here tonight and looking for more. Telfer galloping down that left-hand side. Cuts it inside. Yates. Fraser. Just didn't sit well for him. Uccello. Telfer pushing forward. Bodies in the area. Very static though, no one showing short. There, someone needs to make that run to just give him a little support, whether it's Johnson or Akinola, but still a very good passage of play. And let's take another look, Terry.
Yeah,
what
great.
A strike from Jordan Hamilton.
It's actually a really good move. TFC do excellent to just move the ball across the pitch out to the left-hand side. Little bit of quality from the substitute Yates. He's very predominantly right-footed. That doesn't bother him. He puts it in with his left foot. Sits up nicely for Hamilton, and just pure quality from him.
Here they come again. The red wave continues to hit. Here's Campbell. Well cut down by Smith, but very good passage of play. Some shoving inside the 18. We'll keep an eye on that.
I love how many bodies TFC are committing into the box as well, and you can tell the fullbacks are a real outlet for TFC. Both Campbell and Telfer are coming into the game nicely. Some nice 1v1 situations have been created.
Well, Akinola has put in a shift tonight. His first half goal, his 4th of the season. 78 minutes of hard work, leading the line for TFC II. And the Reds are going to stay aggressive as Sean Hundle coming into the match.
Yeah, Sean Hundle will give you a little bit more energy. Io Akinola's run himself into the grounds. His work rate's really improved in recent weeks. Some unselfish runs, great timing and on his goal. Wonderful header from him. Really put a shift in for the team today, and I'm sure head coach Greg Vanny will have enjoyed watching that.
Very good performance by the 18-year-old Io Akinola. Remember that name. Telfer. Fraser. Good ball. Switch of play. They're moving it much better from east to west. Campbell. Finally a ball that Newton could get to. You think about those 3 TFC II goals. The FC Cincinnati goalkeeper not at fault for any of them.
No.
Just very good goals.
Just a little bit too much pepper seed on that from Dante Campbell. People wazzes that into the near post. I think Sean Hundle had made a great run.
3-3, a good result, but the way to welcome yourself into a new facility is to pick up the full 3 points. Go on and get it, boys.
Yeah, there's no sign of let's just shut up shop. We've got out of jail here. Let's take a point. TFC II going for all 3 now, and I think it's the same from FC Cincinnati. They'll be looking to get all 3, so it should make an entertaining last 11 minutes.
By the way, I have no idea what a pepper seed waz is. It sounds like something that you pick up from the Keg Steakhouse. A pepper seed waz. Delicious. 10 minutes plus time added on to play here at Lamport Stadium. Turning into a beautiful night and a great match here. 3-3. FC Cincinnati, top team in the Eastern Conference, opened the scoring in the 7th minute through Al-Badawi, and it was Ayo Akinola getting one back before FC Cincinnati scored twice in 3 minutes before the half, giving Toronto FC a mountain to climb, and they've done just that. Second half goals from Boscovich and Hamilton. An absolute peach has brought them back into this. And here's Malik Johnson running at the back line. No penalty. How is that not a penalty? He is taken down in the area. Referee doesn't give it. And Johnson stays down on the pitch. A moment of controversy here at Lamport Stadium.
He's still down. I think the referee's going to have to stop it here.
Well, FC Cincinnati will not play it out. Instead, plays it inside the 18. The referee has to know. Now's the time to blow your whistle when the ball's played out. He's down.
He's just starting to get up now, Wheels.
Al-Badawi, well cut down by Liam Fraser as Johnson back on his feet in an offside position. Taken down from behind, it's Barrett. Welcome back after just some short technical difficulties. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. It's 3-3. You didn't miss much, if anything. Malik Johnson got back on his feet. That's a good news. He's back on his feet and up in this game. Free kick coming up as Ryan Telfer was just taken down. FC Cincinnati don't want to be burned twice. Boscovich got him last time. Ball far post too much, and Newton actually keeps that in play. Jimmy McLaughlin about to come into the match for FC Cincinnati. Final substitution for the visiting side. We will take another look at that penalty claim because I think TFC II has a case to be made. Koenig chases Campbell out of touch, and the substitution will be made as McLaughlin about to come into the game, and it's Cicerone coming out for FC Cincinnati. Now here's how things played out just a few minutes ago, Terry, with Malik Johnson on the trot. Tell me, should this have been a penalty?
Oh, I think at first look I said, yeah, it's a penalty. Just looking at it again here, you see Lahoud coming back.
It's the touch of Lahoud,
yeah, I think there's a little
really
bit of contact
creates
from
that
Lahoud.
claim. I thought that Barrett did well to come across, but it's a second Cincinnati player coming in.
On second look, I think TFC II are very unlucky to not get a penalty. I think there's a bit of a pull from Lahoud.
Barrett closing down space, and here comes Toronto FC 2, a chance to go. Hundal, his head's up. Telfer on the run. Sliding challenges. TFC 2 just looks like they have a little bit more pace, a little bit more speed, and they're the team on the front foot here, Terry.
Yeah, they look very good in transition at the moment. When they win the ball, TFC are moving that ball quickly, getting up the pitch, and some of the football's been excellent in the second half.
Cunningham inside the 18. Johnson takes that down. Lahoud is there as Hamilton was lurking. Good spin. Campbell on the run. Campbell has put in a shift. He has not given up. He's not been overawed by playing up against a player like Ledesma. And he's attacking with all kinds of bravery here in the latter stages.
Yeah, I think he's really enjoying it out there. He's working extremely hard, and he's also showing a little bit of quality. He just turns the corner here nicely. Unfortunately, he's not able to pick out a red, but more impressive play from Dante Campbell. And the more I see that penalty appeal, I think it's a penalty, Wheels. I think Lahoud just drags him back.
Telfer, good service, the ball dangerously through the 18. Back to Yeats. TFC's look very good here in the second half on set pieces. Fraser, good ball. Far post, it's Hamilton that's there, big header. and TFC II with yet another chance at a corner kick.
Yeah, great play. What a first-time ball that was from Liam Fraser. That's a sign for me that he's taking his game to another level. Great ball around the corner, and the movement from Hamilton was excellent.
Captain Kanon just getting his head to that, playing that out of touch.
Yeah, important interception from him.
Telfer takes that again, near post, doesn't get past the first head. Johnson right back in the mixer. Telfer does well. Oh, he's taken down by Ledesma. Always a free kick, and it's given by the referee.
TFC II doing a great job of picking up balls in and around the box. They're circling it extremely well, and quick feet from Ryan Telfer. Just too quick for Ledesma. Similar position to where they scored from. You can see Ryan Telfer's really quick on the repress.
There's no doubt that that's a foul, and Ledesma just punished for some poor control on the ball. It was just a little bit from a wider position, Terry, a little bit more out that Toronto FC 2 scored the goal through Boscovich just a few moments ago. Telfer takes on target, had eyes for the near corner. Newton does well to punch that clear up and over the wall, and Ryan Telfer came that close to fighting TFC 2's
break from Ryan Telfer. I think everyone thought he was going to put it into the box. He tries to do the keeper Newton at the near post. Great footwork from Newton to get across. Just puts it out for a corner.
Terry, the wall simply didn't do its job. Two players separated. Telfer back in, rising up off the post.
Are you kidding me? What a ball from Ryan Telfer, and a huge lead from Jordan Hamilton at the back post. From a standing jump. Wonderful athleticism, so unlucky. Has Newton beat. I think it's just going to go off the inside of the post into the back of the net.
You were thinking that Toronto FC 2 would have some new look at their new home. That was straight up unlucky.
What a leap from Jordan Hamilton. He hangs in the air for about 3 seconds and just glances it in. You think it's going to go in off the post,
It's
as you said,
Terry.
Wheels.
It feels like TFC 2 and the Reds are willing it in. They're coming in waves. I think they've dominated the last half an hour here.
It's already been a turning point in their season, but can they just kick on and find that winning goal? What a massive second half. Tons of character and determination and quality.
Cincinnati hemmed into their own end. Fraser, the ball, far post, knocked down. Here's Ledesma, Cunningham right in. Oh, that is harsh. Cunningham goes into the book. Ledesma absolutely selling that.
I think
it's not award season in Hollywood, but give him an Oscar.
Yeah, I think Campbell just catches him a little bit late. Ledesma just trying to break up the rhythm of the game right now. Hopefully he's okay. We're going to take another look at the corner kick here. Another excellent set-piece delivery from Ryan Telfer. He just hangs it up at the back post, really, for somebody to go and attack it. And Hamilton, it's more or less a static jump. What a leap that is.
Goalkeeper was beaten.
Dante Campbell just repressing there. Hardly catches Ledesma, and the Argentinian making the most of that. I think TFC 2 really have FC Cincinnati on the ropes right now. The last thing they want is this long stoppage to break up their rhythm. But what a header from Jordan Hamilton. Malik Johnson very unlucky to not get a penalty. I think Lahoud gets out of jail there.
Ledesma back on his feet. He understood that he needed to take the sting out of this game, stayed down.
I think there's one more opportunity for either side here. Just need to keep your head and put a good attack together.
Foul given here. Difficult spot for Cunningham. He's got to back up. He's on a yellow now.
Campbell, he knows, Will. Listen, I think sometimes you've just got to say, look, he's got position on me. I'm not going to win that header. Koenig's so good in the air. It's just a little bit of inexperience, and you don't want to be giving away a free kick in this area.
Well, they set up this free kick. I'll remind you to watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL. Terry, Ledesma Does he go on target here? Does he play it inside the area?
Just looking at his run right now, it's set up to just hang it up at the back post, and I'm sure he's going to try to pick out Koenig.
He does. He goes near post, not well hit. The ball half cleared. Good pressure by Yates. Makes him work and earns a throw. Well done by the teenager.
Excellent from Yates. Great work rate. And then he stands on his feet, doesn't give away a cheap free kick, and wins the ball for TFC. Your teammates, your coaching staff, everyone loves that when you work hard for your club like that.
There will be some time added on. How much we're about to find out. The Ryan injury, the Ledesma injury, the goals that were scored. We're looking at 5 minutes, upwards of 5 minutes of time added on, Terry.
That's better defending from Boscovich. He just goes out and deals with it.
Ball played across inside the 18. Ledesma knocked down Julian Dunn. Right space at the right time.
Yeah,
Kanan in retreat.
He reads the flight of the ball really well, picks up that second ball.
Newton on it as TFC 2's back line.
I thought it was
forward.
a poor header from Ledesma. I thought he could have done a little bit more with that.
Dowie, dangerous ball at a player at the far post to McLaughlin. Fraser gets stuck in. Hamilton wanted it short. It goes long. A chance for TFC 2 to move out from the back. Ball played left to Smith.
And I think you can get out at the back. You don't have the threat of Emery Welshman running in behind as much. It's tough, it's hard. You're in extra time right now. You're in injury time. You've got to be brave and stay connected as a group. You don't want to see 70 yards between your center halves and your center forwards. Because
Fraser knocked down. Has some space here. Hamilton's making the run over the top. Barrett just gets his foot there.
Yeah, I thought it was the right idea.
Yates has done very well since coming on as a second half substitute. Inspire changes him and Telfer. Johnson stuck in. Uccello shot attempt off Barrett and into the safe hands of Newton.
Again, Yates driving forward from midfield. I thought the runs of Hamilton and Sean Hundo were just a little bit similar there, but again, Yates making an impression off the bench.
Fraser over the top. Yes, Hundle. He's in behind the back line. Flag stays down. Bad angle. Cuts inside. Had Johnson a little bit too late as the recovery runs in the right spot for FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was a great ball in behind Sean Hundo. That's where you want Sean Hundo, running onto things in 1v1 situations. Just dwelled on it a little bit, and all of a sudden the attack was over. Great ball in depth, though. What a game this is, Wheels.
Cincinnati's turn to attack. McLaughlin.
Don't want it to end. This is after 12 hours of World Cup play.
You have about three more minutes to enjoy and savor, and so do all of you watching out there. Here's Lahoud. It's been a wonderful night here at Lamport Stadium in downtown Toronto. Smith. Good touch by Ledesma. Campbell gets clipped. No doubt, free kick given.
Great positioning from Campbell. Good cover from him. It was a nice ball around the corner. Nice idea from Cincinnati, but Campbell's in the right place. And then really uses his body extremely well. As soon as he feels the contact, he goes over. Big, big performance from the fullback today. He's so versatile. He can play in midfield. He just loves it. He wants to be out on that pitch.
Back it up, please, Ledesma, back it up. It's your time. Manu, it's your time.
Backing their ability to build out of the back.
Boscovich wide left to Telfer. To Yates.
I think you've got Hundle and Hamilton in the box. Utilize their physical presence and size.
Taken down Yates. Free kick opportunity coming up. Dunn's going to push forward. Boscovich is going to push forward. The big boys moving up.
Again, Yates is involved. Good quick feet from him to draw the foul, draw the contact. Here's this opportunity we were waiting for.
Telfer's really been very good on the set piece scenarios, Terry.
Yeah, personally, I'd like to see a right foot on it, but his delivery's been great.
Dunn's there, rises up, just can't get his head around the ball.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too early. Needed to time his run a little bit better, but another great ball from Ryan Telfer. Dunn just caught underneath it. What a response in this second half from the young TFC II side. I think they're just enjoying their football. They're expressing themselves.
Confidence can do wonders. Hundle, flick on Hamilton. He's got the pace. Kanan just got his foot stuck in there. He knew he couldn't keep up with Jordan Hamilton.
No, he reads it well, Kanan. That's a matchup you like if you're Michael Rabaska. Good flick from Hundle. Just reacts to it rather than being proactive, Hamilton. I'm not trying to be negative at all, but it's been an incredible second half in reaction.
Just about 30 seconds left to go off the back heel of Ledesma, and hearts and mouth time right there as Borja does well to come off his line.
It just takes an extra second on the ball, Borja. Get the ball back in play. This FC Cincinnati team's on the ropes a little bit here. Keep this momentum going.
There was a shout for a foul there as Caden came through Campbell. 5 minutes are up. Will he let one opportunity play out here?
I've seen it in the academy. Campbell's got the longest shortest long throw ever.
Well, we don't even get to see it. We don't even get to see it.
I think that's a good thing.
TFC II, full of fight. They don't start off their and really welcome themselves into their new home with the full 3 points, but it feels like it, Terry. Down 2 goals to the top team in the Eastern Conference. They claw their way back in the second half with 2 goals coming from Boscovich and a wonderful strike from Jordan Hamilton to pick up a well-earned and hard-fought point.
Great night, big performance. Probably didn't get the result that their second half deserved, but tons of character. Cut out a couple of those individual errors, and this team's going in the right direction. Big performance tonight.
A job well done, and a message sent across the rest of USL that this will be a difficult place to come and play. Final score from Lamport Stadium is Toronto FC 2-3 and FC Cincinnati 3. We'll be back to wrap it up next. What a midweek match here on USLsoccer.com and ESPN Plus. From downtown in Toronto, a special night here at Lamport. A 6-goal night here to christen, to open Lamport Stadium in downtown Toronto, and a share of the spoils for the top side in the Eastern Conference and the bottom side in the USL's Mad East. Gareth Wheeler alongside Terry Dunfield. The weather was beautiful over the course of the match. The rain just keep on coming down, kind of like the goals flowed and really found their way into the back of the net tonight. Some very good goals in what it turned into a great 90 minutes plus of football.
Yeah,
Terry?
In particular, the second half, the reaction for TFC II going down 3-1 at halftime. I thought substitutes came on. They were excellent. Great character, great reaction, and what a goal from Jordan Hamilton, Wheels.
To tell you the truth, the goals that Toronto FC2 conceded, well finished by FC Cincinnati, but self-inflicted wounds leading to them. TFC2 is going to be kicking themselves, but showed the requisite fight and grit and execution in fairness to really come away with something here.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. 2 of the 3 goals. I think we're down to some individual lapses of concentration. I think the TFC2 players know that they can do better. Great goal from Io Akinola. What a ball from Dante Campbell. I thought he was excellent all night at the right back slot.
That was his 4th goal of the season, and I know that the Toronto FC coaching staff was very complimentary of his performance here tonight. Another mistake leading to the first of 2 goals in a matter of a 3-minute spell, which really was a massive setback for TFC2.
Yeah, it's a difficult position they put themselves in. You're 3-1 down against a very experienced side in FC Cincinnati, top of the league, but substitutes Yates came on, Ryan Telfer, what a ball that was, and Boscovich makes up for that error.
Jordan Hamilton, that goal was on a tee, and he hammered it into the back of the net. A big finish for Jordan, and over the course of the night, I'd say a pretty fair result on the balance, Terry.
Yeah, I think so. I think in the second half, we really saw some real attack. Some excellent moves.
5 teenagers finished the match for TFC2. Just an outstanding effort, really controlling things and searching and fighting and prodding and trying to find that match winner. It didn't come. They're hoping for better fortunes on Sunday. It's Canada Day here north of the border, so there's going to be fireworks at night once the sun goes down, Terry, and hopefully fireworks on the pitch.
Exactly. So much to build on tonight, and I think if you just cut out those errors, believe in your football, keep playing this way, there'll be better results on the horizon.
Time to recharge your batteries, as it's going to be the Charleston Battery coming into Toronto for a Sunday night fixture, 8 p.m. You can watch on USLsoccer.com. Final score from now a rainy Lamport.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.